What is going on YouTube? It's your boy, Mr. Random. Now I have 3 questions for you. Number 1, do you own a Crown Victoria? Number 2, do you want to go faster? And number 3, are you broke as hell? Well, if you answered yes to any of these questions, then stick around because in today's video, we're actually going to talk about the top 5 most affordable performance mods for your Crown Victoria. And you might want to stick around until the end because for those of you lucky ones who own a 98 to 2004 Crown Victoria, there's actually some bonus mods you don't want to miss out on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. And now the first mod we're going to talk about is the Throttle Body Spacer. Now, what exactly is a throttle body spacer, you might be asking? Well, the answer to that is quite simple, actually. A throttle body spacer is a piece of metal that goes between your throttle body and the end piece of your intake tube. Essentially, a throttle body spacer works in 2 ways. The first is that it increases the amount of air that goes into your throttle body, and the other effect is that it speeds up the air that's going into your throttle body. So just to put that in simple terms, it's kind of like a mini supercharger. A throttle body spacer is a cheap and quick mod to install, and although you don't really require a tune once you install it, it's recommended you upgrade at least to 93 or 91 octane depending what's available in your area. You can also expect a horsepower gain of up to 5 horsepower. Now that might not seem like much, but if you're building on a budget, hey, I'll take any kind of horsepower I can get, especially for almost under $100. And now the next mod on the list is a catless exhaust. All right, now pay attention to this part very carefully, okay? The Crown Victoria comes with 4 catalytic converters. The best way to get the most horsepower of your exhaust setup is to remove the last 2 catalytic converters and the mufflers as well. Or in simple terms, just pretty much a straight pipe directly after your 2 deleted rear cats. Not only will you feel an instant increase in throttle response, but your car will breathe a lot better too. Now this only applies to states that don't have emissions testing, okay? So if you live in an emission state, your best bet is just get a high flow catalytic converters and Flowmaster's 40 series. Now you can expect gains anywhere from up to 10 to 15 horsepower. Oh, and that whole thing about losing back pressure, come on dude, it's 2018. A simple Google search debunks that myth like instantly. And now for this next mod, it should be a no-brainer, but I'm still going to put it in the list anyways, and that is a K&N cold air intake. Now the reason I say K&N and not another brand is because when it comes to the Crown Vic, we really don't have many options, and K&N is the only brand that's actually been proven on a dyno to give your Vic anywhere between 8 to 10 horsepower without a tune. If you want to keep your airflow extra cold, I suggest wrapping your intake with a heat shield intake wrap. It keeps the cold air cold by reflecting heat away from it. And next on the list is Cook's headers. Now before you install headers on your Vic, it's highly recommended that you make your exhaust as free as possible. Like I mentioned earlier, the more free flowing your exhaust can be, the better. Now the reason people install headers is because they boost the rate of exhaust flow out of your engine compared to OEM stock exhaust manifolds, which are normally designed to take as little space as possible. You can also expect horsepower gains anywhere between 15 to 20 more horsepower from Cook's headers. And last on the list, that's before the bonus material that's coming up next, is 410 gears. Alright, now getting 410 gears won't necessarily give you more horsepower, but what it will give you is incredible amount of low end torque and acceleration. Now this is perfect for street racing and drag racing, however it's not so good on long-term highway trips and definitely not going to be good on your gas mileage. And now for the bonus Crown Victoria mods. Now this only applies if your Crown Victoria was built from 1998 to 2004. And that's because those were the years that the Crown Vic still used a cable-powered throttle control. After 2005, they all came with that electronic wire control throttle. Now the mod you want to get is a 78mm BBK intake plenum directly from the Mustang GT. Now that's actually one of the mods that the Mustang came with that the Crown Vic did not have, which is why the Mustang GTs were rated at 260 horsepower from the factory compared to the 250 horsepower on the Crown Vics. But since the Stang and the Vic both share the same 4.6 liter 2-valve engine, this mod is a direct bolt-on to your Crown Vic, giving you a nice little 10 horsepower gain. And the last bonus mod on the list is 100 shot of nitrous. Now, hear me out. 2-valve engines love nitrous and can handle up to 100 shot on a bone stock engine. The benefit of nitrous over a turbo is that it's way cheaper to install. There's no moving parts, so it's super durable, and you get to control when and where to use your power. At any given moment, you have 100 horsepower literally at your fingertips. So if you've been doing the math, you would see that if you install all the mods I talked about on today's video, your Crown Vic will go from its measly, actually not bad, 250 horsepower from the factory up to 300 horsepower. And that's not counting the extra 100 from nitrous, bumping up the total up to 400 horsepower, and all of that is still under what it will cost to buy a turbo kit for the Crown Vic, way under, almost even half of that. So if you guys enjoyed the video, if you learned a little something today, let me know. If I missed any mods, I know there's a couple. There's a J mod, there's a 93 octane tune. Those are a little bit more advanced. I might talk about those in the next video. Either way, let me know what I missed. Let me know if you already have these mods, if they work, if they don't. It's your boy, Mr. Random. I will catch you guys on the next Crown Victoria video.